China, July 30th, 2025. Tropical storm Koumei has slammed into China's southeastern coast, bringing chaos, floods, and a storm no one saw coming. Streets vanished underwater, thousands evacuated, and skies turned dark with violent hail in the heart of summer. From Zhejiang to Chengdu, this is a tale of fire, ice, and a nation caught in the grip of nature's fury. As Tropical Storm Koumei made landfall in Zhejiang province, wind speeds near the storm's center reached up to 83 kilometers per hour. Though not a super typhoon, the damage was immediate and widespread. In the city of Ningbo, torrential rain caused severe urban flooding. Streets turned into rushing rivers, submerging vehicles and cutting off access to entire neighborhoods. Emergency teams scrambled to redirect traffic and pump out rising waters, but the deluge came faster than the infrastructure could handle. While Koumei battered China's eastern seaboard, a bizarre weather event unfolded inland. In Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan province, residents were caught off guard by a sudden, violent thunderstorm. Heavy rain and strong winds swept across the city, but what followed left people stunned. A powerful hailstorm in the middle of summer. Pebble-sized ice pellets pelted rooftops, with the largest stones measuring up to 3 centimeters. For several minutes, the skies darkened as rain and hail fell in sheets, reducing visibility to nearly zero. In the Shuangliu district, strong gusts of wind uprooted large trees, damaged power lines, and caused local blackouts. Traffic was brought to a standstill, and businesses reported broken windows and dented vehicles. Second-hand car dealerships took a hard hit, with staff visibly shaken. One employee tearfully remarked that they had never seen hailstones that large in Chengdu before. A hailstorm in the peak of July heat is more than rare, it's alarming. The duality of fire and ice, played out in real time, turned Chengdu into a city of contrasts. While the storm eventually passed, it left behind stunned residents and a trail of destruction that few could have imagined in the heart of summer. On Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, China was placed under maximum alert as Tropical Storm Koumei made landfall, bringing chaos to the eastern coast. More than 280,000 people were urgently evacuated. Hundreds of flights were grounded. Ferry services across Shanghai were halted. And just as people were bracing for the storm, another threat emerged. A massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake off Russia's far east triggered tsunami warnings across the region. In a matter of hours, a double disaster was unfolding. One from the sky, one from the sea, and the clock was ticking. Koumei slammed into the port city of Zhoushan in Zhejiang province in the early hours of Wednesday. Although its winds weren't classified as typhoon strength, authorities in Shanghai and surrounding cities weren't taking chances. With the Yangtze River Delta housing tens of millions of people, the risk of storm surges, flooding, and infrastructure damage became very real. And with the tsunami warning looming, anxiety spread rapidly throughout the population. The real danger wasn't necessarily in the wind speed, but in the unpredictability. Koumei wasn't a superstorm, but it was different. It arrived with a quiet threat, creeping in with heavy rainfall and volatile coastal conditions. People expected a tropical storm. What they got was a multi-layered crisis, including one that was invisible: the ocean rising. Shanghai's transportation system was brought to its knees. Both of its major airports, Pudong and Hongqiao, faced massive flight cancellations. More than 640 flights were grounded in a single day, 410 from Pudong, 230 from Hongqiao. But the paralysis didn't stop there. Airports in Ningbo, Wenzhou, and Hangzhou also reported sweeping delays and cancellations. In Zhoushan, where the storm hit directly, over 75% of flights were canceled by morning. Ferry services across Shanghai were completely suspended. Trains were ordered to reduce speeds. Highways operated under emergency conditions, with vehicles restricted to speeds under 60 kilometers per hour. Traffic monitoring systems were switched to emergency protocols to prevent accidents amid heavy rain and strong winds. The message from authorities was clear: stay off the roads, stay home, stay alert. Amid all this chaos, something strange happened. Shanghai Disneyland and Legoland both remained open. While Legoland suspended rides and performances due to safety concerns, Disneyland continued operations under close weather monitoring and strict protocols. The decision drew mixed reactions online. Was it resilience or recklessness? One thing was certain: if the rising ocean surged just a little higher, even amusement parks would fall silent. At sunrise on July 30th, a powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake struck off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, nearly 4,000 kilometers away from Shanghai. But distance doesn't always mean safety. China's National Marine Forecasting Center immediately issued a tsunami alert, warning of waves up to 1 meter high, possibly hitting the coasts of Shanghai and Zhoushan by early evening. Japan also went on high alert, warning of waves reaching 3 meters along its Pacific coastline. Unlike tropical storms that can be tracked and predicted, tsunamis are silent, fast-moving killers. They travel across oceans without losing strength. One wave, 1 minute too late, and thousands of lives could be changed forever. Koumei on its own wasn't a major typhoon, but combined with the tsunami threat, the situation escalated. Shanghai rarely faces direct impacts from major storms, and perhaps that past comfort bred a sense of complacency. But this time, the unexpected convergence of sea and sky proved that no city is truly out of reach. The wind may not break buildings, but the underestimation of risk, that's what brings disaster. By the time Koumei approached Shanghai, wind speeds had peaked at 83 kilometers per hour. Not catastrophic, but enough to trigger widespread urban disruption. Torrential rain soaked roads, trains slowed to a crawl, and the skies showed no sign of clearing. Emergency services worked around the clock to relocate over 280,000 people into safe shelters. The city's response was swift, coordinated, and deeply serious. Police enforced reduced highway speeds, trains were limited, ferry services remained suspended. Authorities weren't just managing a storm, they were preparing for a potential tsunami strike on top of it. Evacuation centers were set up across the region. Search and rescue teams stood ready. For a city rarely touched by nature's extremes, Shanghai had become a test of modern disaster response. July 30th will be remembered not for a monster typhoon, but for a series of overlapping threats. Koumei wasn't the strongest storm, but it was the most unpredictable. And when unpredictability meets unpreparedness, danger multiplies.